Today I'm going to be checking out this lithium iron phosphate battery that was sent to me at no cost so I can do the review. Let's go ahead, get this thing out of the box and check out everything it comes with. Then I'm going to do a capacity test on this battery. All right, and you guessed it. In the box was this battery and a manual. Now it does come with these little protective caps. They're just, the plastic covers that help it from, accidentally short circuiting or you touch something while you're messing with the battery. And underneath there are the bolts that will let you tighten down your connections. Has the nylon removable handle on it and your standard case. I mean, this is a pretty standard size case. It is a 1280 watt hour battery, so 12 volts at 100 amp hours, 1280, technically 12.8 volts at 100 amp hours, but overall capacity is measured in the watt hours here, 1280 watt hours. And while I'm getting this battery ready to be charged up, these are some of the specs. Max continuous discharge is 100, but when you get to peak current, it says 300. So apparently the BMS can actually handle more than your standard 100 amps of output. It can peak up to 300. So that's pretty good. That's notable. And the rest of these specs, 28 pounds, all of this kind of stuff, the rest of it's, pretty standard. It does say it's IP65 water resistant or waterproof, whatever they consider that. So, it would be safe for using it like in a boat, for trolling motors, things like that. But I'm going to go ahead and get this thing kicked up to 20 amps and get this thing fully charged, and we're going to test it out. All right, so the battery is fully charged now. I do have this 2000 watt pure sine wave inverter hooked up to it. Also, I have a battery monitor here. This is specifically monitoring the power coming out of the battery. Everything after that is just, whatever we're pulling. So I'm going to use this inverter here. I actually plugged in a battery charger here because I'm going to charge another battery that I have using the power from this battery. But that's going to put a good 20 amp load on this, and we're just going to let this run continuously with a 20 amp load to see if we can get all of the power that we expect out of this battery. This monitor is going to let us know. So I'm expecting to get 1280 watt hours or more from this battery. So without further ado, let's get this thing started. All right, so the inverter has done its thing. The battery charger is kicking up. So this wattage is going to slowly start going up. So I'm going to keep an eye on this until it gets to the full 20 amp load that it should put on this. We'll cut the video. We'll let this run it down all the way until we get to the bottom of this battery, and then we'll start recording again. And the battery charger is kicking up. All right, it's slowly getting there, but as you can see, it's getting pretty close to the 20 amps. So I'm going to go ahead, let this run for a little while. We're going to see again how much we get out of this. I'll be right back when this battery is at its bottom. All right, so I'm going to turn off the inverter now because it's pretty much hit its end point. And the battery did pretty good. 104 amp hours. Now that's a little bit higher than normal because I didn't put such a high load on it. So it was pulling it around, 200 watts or so. But this is the real measurement here, 1.30 kilowatt hours. So that is 1,300 and something watt hours that was pulled from the battery. So it definitely met its capacity, actually a little bit more. The hours on here are a little bit skewed because I charged a battery and then I had about an hour or two, actually multiple hours before I put the other battery on. So this is a little skewed, but really the numbers we're looking at anyway are these kilowatt hours and watt hours here. And it did well. It's now sitting at about 10.9, which is not shut-off voltage for the battery yet, but it is low voltage for the inverter. And that's basically all I'm going to get out of the inverter. So yeah, I think it did, quite well on capacity, basically what I was expecting out of a battery rated like this. So next I'm going to be cutting this battery open to see what's inside. That will be in the next video. So like the video, subscribe to the channel. That way you'll be notified when that next video gets uploaded, where I go ahead and cut this thing open and we see everything that's inside this battery. But that's it for the capacity test. I hope this information was helpful. Thank y'all very much for watching. Take care.